got a scrap piece of shelving. This actually came from an old entertainment center. So it's got the little shelf pin holes on this side. Looks like, yeah, we've got some pocket holes on that side. So we're going to pick the lesser of two evils, which is going to be this side. Probably sand the whole thing down. But what I've got is, we may resize this too. This is actually, well, this is what it looks like after it's been sanded. So I've taken some of the components from that shelf, made this tool cabinet and stuff with the wheels and the pull-out shelves on there too. So it's going to be that same depth here. And the plan is to be able to have this to where it's on the side and it flips out and just gives me another surface where I pull something, one of the drawers out, maybe pull like you know, a drill set or anything like that there too, so I can have all of the little bits and everything there on it that's easy to access and then tuck away as well. So I want to really try to keep things consolidated. I don't want everything out, but I do want to have work surfaces when I need them. So what I bought is this shelf hinge mechanism. It actually came from TEMU. So if you're interested in the TEMU product, they've got a couple of videos out on that to show you. But I did like some of the video testimonials that I saw on this one. So this one kind of, and there's several different companies that sell this on there. So the way that works, let's see here. Well, there we go, there we go. So it's going to come out, so this is going to be, we'll mount the shelf to this one, and so when it lays, it's going to lay with about an inch out from the shelf, plus the shelf itself, so we're probably looking at about 2 inches that it's going to sit outside from that. But we'll be able to flip it up, and then it locks in place. In order to close it, you've got this little lever arm here that you'll squeeze, and then it drops right back down. So it's got all the hardware, the screws and stuff with it. I don't know if I'll use those, if they're good quality. I know they're Phillips drive bits, but I've got some number 2 Phillips combo that I really like, so I may use those. But you can get these in different finishes, and I do like this. So we'll see. So I don't think it'll be any problem to be able to hold out that weight. So we may use this full shelf, just kind of sand and clean up the edges and stuff, and see how that works. But first, we're just going to go ahead and do some sanding, and we will go from there. So we'll get all this out of the way. Let me get my dust mask on. And we'll get this thing clamped in and ready to go. I'll have to show, I haven't finished the video yet for the tabletop, which I do like how that turned out. And so I've got these little different T-clamp or T-track clamps. This one, I have to tell the story about that one, but it is shaped in the form of a T, a giant T. As I start drawing these out, and I had some scrap material, I felt like I wanted a flat surface at one end where I could kind of hold something wider and a narrower end if I needed to, and I wanted to be able to have the little turn knobs on top, so that way it'd be easy to be able to lock something down there long ways. Just so happens it's the shape of a Tennessee UT. So I'm a Tennessee grad, and I had a little metal template that I used and tried that. So made it out of that, sanded it down. I'll have to show you how I did that later, but it turned out really good. So here we go. It helps to have sandpaper. I was wondering why I wasn't even, quite literally wasn't scratching the surface. Alright, so what we did, I lost some battery there, so I don't know how far we're going to have to go back and look at all this. But essentially what I did, this is the front part of the cabinet. So this had the front face here too, so this one already had, on that shelf, already had a finished edge. So we went ahead and put it on the left hand side. So what I did is I already had this hole, it was in the cabinet. This was an entertainment center, probably a cord, I'm sure, that went from the back of the large box TV to other components there too. But so I just wanted to get it just below that. I wanted to get it high enough so that it clears my workbench here. I have a pretty standard height that I use throughout this shop and my other shop. But so I measured that down, or set a line from the squared it from the back, measured it down, measured the same distance here, and then just give me 2 starting lines. Really just held it up, started one side, and then really it's pretty cool. Just pops right up. And so you can see underneath here, it's got, I changed out, swapped out, and put some of the panhead screws. I feel it's going to be a little bit more secure. You can see there what that is. So I used the combination number 2 drive, square drive, Robertson drive, and a Phillips bit. I really like those screws. We buy from McFeely, so I really do like having those. But so I put those in. I didn't use those up top. I used kind of the countersink screws that come with it, or a version similar to it, but not as long, so that way I wouldn't go through the face of the shelf. But it's real simple. It's got 2 little lever arms here. You just push, and the whole thing pops down. Let's see if this goes out above. Slides there, it'll be right above my shelf, my bench top, and that gives me a little bit of space where I can have something here, pull out from my drawers. You can see here, anything if I've got working on mechanical stuff, or if I've got any woodworking type of things that I need to get out. Real simple to just set up my sandpaper, whatever I need up here. That way it's convenient to that. I can set it here, get it off of my work surface, and go from there. So I ordered 2 sets of these. So I'll put a 1 on the other side as well, and I'll probably find a way to do this at my work as well, on one of the workbenches or something there too. You could easily do it on the side here, flip it out, have another work surface, fold it down out of the way, and then you're good to go. So really like this. I recommend this. I'll give you the link for this on TEMU as well. So hope you liked it. Real simple project that you can do. Just for me, I just use some scrap wood. Oops, let's close this all back up. Use some scrap wood. It's the same dimension there, so I didn't really have to cut anything down. All the holes were already in there from where it was a shelf and had shelf standards. So I'll probably sand that up a little bit more, maybe do a different surface to it. But real simple to do, and hope you guys like it. Hope you guys find a way to be able to use those pop-up shelves. I think it's super handy. Okay, as I was filming and sanding, the shelf here, I ran out of battery. Didn't even realize it, so until I got down to change it to the next scene there. But I did get everything installed, and so this is the shelf. You see it comes up, pops into place. I like the location. I had it 4 inches from the edge, each bracket from the edge. That's a good location just to reach your hands around it. I didn't think about that, but it kind of worked out that way, so I'm glad I didn't go further in it. If anything, it could possibly go out, so maybe it's 3 inches from each inside, so 75 millimeters there. 2 little levers, you press them, pops right down in place. What I did is I got this, and I'll show you here. Like I said, this cabinet, this tool cabinet was built out of just some leftover parts. It was an entertainment center that got taken apart, so I had a hole in it. It's got shelf pinholes and stuff there too. So no big deal, but I just want to be able to reuse and repurpose that. You see here, you pull it up in place, it clicks, and I wanted this to be at a height where that I could use it for my main assembly and work table, my clamp down table. But I can just roll it right over to it, and I can have tools and stuff on it. It can be right here, just at this height. If I need something, anything from this cabinet, so I wouldn't have to go back and forth. I don't set it on there, I don't set it here, and I have good workspace for that. Real simple again, you just take it, the 2 little lever arms, and they pop that in place. So for example, oftentimes if I'm working on anything mechanical, I've got a drawer that's got bolts and screws and washers and nuts and everything else. I can take that out, set these items up here. real simple to get at, leave it, and I can leave it here and close things up and it not be in the way. So I do like that feature. I think I'm really going to be happy with how that works out. But I can also do other things if I've got other bits. You know, if I've got any blades or anything, I can sit out here and work and do some stuff there too, versus putting things on my work table that might be cluttered with other things already. But, although we ran out of battery power, I do have another set. So I wanted to show you how those work. You can see here. So, it's got a slim profile. It actually measures right at 7/8 of an inch, so it's not going to protrude out that far. So in fact, by the time you factor in the thickness of that bracket plus this shelf, I am right at 1 5/8, or about 42 millimeters that sticks out. So it's not that far. But I wanted to show you how the hardware works. So this is what it would look like when it's collapsed down. So then this shorter arm is what's attached to the cabinet here in this instance. Pulls up, pops in place, and once it does, you can hear it click. And it's got this little lever arm. You squeeze it, slide right back down. These I highly recommend. I'll put a link in there too. I don't remember the cost off the top of my head, but I will certainly be buying more of these. Very sturdy, very simple design. I haven't done a comparison or analysis to see how that looks, if there's a similar product on other websites with Rockler or Amazon or anything like that, but I do think that's a good product for this. Very pleased with how that goes. I highly recommend these. Simple project, takes you maybe 30 minutes. Sanding probably took longer than anything. In fact, it outlasted the battery. So, appreciate it very much. Thanks for watching. If you'll like and subscribe, we really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.